15 Things You Didn't Know About Bridgewater Associates. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. Today we're revealing some interesting and surprising facts about the #1 hedge fund in the world, Bridgewater Associates. Bridgewater Associates was started in 1975 by Ray Dalio out of his 2-bedroom apartment in New York City. Ray attracted attention to his business through the publication of a research report entitled Daily Observations, which is now read by leaders of central banks, large corporations, and managers of pension funds around the world. Because of Dalio's impressive knowledge and keen intuition in the investment sector, his company grew quickly. By the mid-1980s, he had several big-name clients that invested millions of dollars through his company. He moved the company to a headquarters in Connecticut. In 1990, Bridgewater launched a hedge fund portfolio using funding from Kodak and Lowe's Corporation. It was the fastest-growing asset manager from 2000 until 2005, when it stopped accepting new accounts. The company has developed a reputation based on its unique culture that revolves around Dalio's personal beliefs, including the ideas of radical truth and radical transparency. In 2017, it remains the largest hedge fund in the world with around $150 billion in managed assets. At Alux.com, we are serious about money, and it's clear that one way people become billionaires is by making the right investments with the right people. So it's definitely worth taking a closer look at such a massively successful investment company as Bridgewater Associates. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, let's dig a little deeper now with the 15 things you didn't know about Bridgewater Associates. Number 1. Ray Dalio has a net worth of $17 billion. As of October 2017, Ray Dalio's net worth is a total of $17 billion, which makes him the 26th richest person in the United States and the 54th richest person in the world. Number 2. 1 in 3 new employees quits or gets fired in the first 2 years. An article in Bloomberg reported that 1 in 3 new hires quits or gets fired within the first 2 years of working for the company. Founder Ray Dalio is the first to admit that the company culture is not for everyone, so it's not surprising that the turnover rate is so high. Those who do make it with the company are reported to have the benefit of generous compensation and a family-like atmosphere. Number 3. The company buses employees in from Manhattan every day. Unlike most big financial companies, Bridgewater stays far away from Wall Street and the big city. Its headquarters is located in a wooded area in a small suburb called Westport, Connecticut. It's about an hour outside of Manhattan, but employees who prefer the big city life can have the best of both worlds if they're willing to endure a long daily commute. Bridgewater provides a luxurious bus to transport their employees who wish to live in New York City. It picks them up in Manhattan every morning and drops them off every evening. Number 4. Former FBI Director James Comey worked for Bridgewater. Bridgewater's general counsel from 2010 to 13 was James Comey, who was the former United States Deputy Attorney General and the Director of the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, until he was scandalously dismissed by President Trump in May of 2017. Number 5. All meetings are recorded and can be viewed at any time by any employee. Every meeting at Bridgewater is recorded, whether it's a small departmental meeting, a person getting fired, or a high-powered strategy session with the CEO and everything in between. As a part of the company's policy of honesty and transparency, any meeting can be viewed at any time by any employee. If an employee's name is mentioned in a meeting where they are not in attendance, the recording of the meeting will be sent to them. Employees also spend at least an hour each week watching recordings of meetings and answering related questions as a training tool. Number 6. Bridgewater is run based on Dalio's 210 rules. In 2005, Bridgewater was bringing in hundreds of new employees, and Dalio thought it was important for everyone to understand the company's culture, so he wrote a 123-page handbook entitled Principles. In the first half of the handbook, Dalio gives his autobiography, an explanation of radical transparency, and a step-by-step guide to personal evaluation. The second half gives 210 rules or principles that contribute to the unique landscape of the company. The book has been described as part self-help book, part management manual, and part manifesto. The principles were downloaded over 3 million times by people outside of the company before they were expanded and revised and published in a book that became a #1 New York Times bestseller in 2017. Number 7. Any employee can harshly criticize the founder and CEO anytime without retribution. Dalio has said that one of his favorite aspects of the company culture is that new employees fresh out of college can give him harsh criticism without fear of getting fired or experiencing any other form of retribution. Dalio has no problem with being criticized. In fact, he encourages all of his employees to be critical of each other so that everyone can improve on their shortcomings. Number 8. Bridgewater has more assets than the next 3 largest hedge funds combined. Bridgewater Associates is the largest hedge fund company in the world by far. With $150 billion in hedge fund assets under their management, they have more assets than the next 3 largest hedge fund companies combined. Those companies are AQR Capital Management with $69.6 billion in assets, JP Morgan Asset Management with $45 billion in assets, and Renaissance Technologies with $42 billion. Number 9. Dalio had an app made so that employees can constantly critique each other. The corporate culture of Bridgewater Associates is said to rely on radical truth and radical transparency. One way that CEO Dalio promotes this culture is through a proprietary iPad app called Dots that the 1,500 Bridgewater employees are using to constantly rate each other across over 100 attributes on a 1 to 10 scale. Dalio introduced this app at a TED Talk in April of 2017. The attributes measured include logical reasoning, willingness to touch a nerve, spends money wisely, living in truth, common sense, and learning on the fly. For an example of how this technology works, everyone in a meeting would have the app open and would be constantly rating others during the discussion, including Dalio himself if he's present, and the others in the meeting can see in real time who rated them and what they were rated. Dalio says this technology makes operations more effective and improves relationships. Number 10. Ray Dalio attributes his success to Transcendental Meditation. Ray Dalio says that Transcendental Meditation has been the single biggest influence on his life, and it is also what he attributes his success to more than anything else. He has been practicing this specific type of meditation for more than 40 years. Transcendental meditation is said to reveal a fourth state of consciousness beyond wakefulness, sleep, and dreaming. Dalio says that being in this state helps him remain calm and centered, and that it enables him to put things in perspective and think clearly. He's such a believer in the practice that he helps to pay for any employees who wish to learn the meditation techniques he uses. If you want to learn about another successful person who is into this type of meditation, click in the upper right-hand corner to watch our video of 15 things you didn't know about Joe Rogan. Number 11. McDonald's was one of their first major clients. After Dalio founded Bridgewater from his apartment, he began to set himself apart by publishing a paid subscription research report called the Daily Observations. The notes and advice Dalio included in his reports gave McDonald's Corp. And their main supplier the confidence to become clients and invest millions through Bridgewater Associates. Nabisco was also one of Bridgewater's early clients. Number 12. Dalio saw the financial crisis of 2008 coming long before most others did. Dalio crafted an investing theory that identified patterns and cycles in the global economy, which allowed him to predict a boom or bust coming from a mile away. The system is incredibly effective, which is evidenced by the fact that their flagship fund has lost money only 3 years in the history of the company. Thanks to the system, Bridgewater Associates was able to predict the 2008 recession back in 2006 and were able to prepare well in advance, investing in gold, U.S. Treasury bonds, and the yen. One risk metric caused them to pull the company's entire positions in several banks, including Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns, just a week before these banks imploded. Thanks to Dalios' incredible awareness of the global economy, 80% of Bridgewater's accounts were in the black even during the worldwide recession. Number 13. Dalio says going broke is the best thing to ever happen to him. In 1982, only a year after Bridgewater moved into a proper office in Connecticut, Dalio made a miscalculation in his investment strategy when he expected the stock market to fall dramatically, but instead it increased significantly. This error cost him and his clients dearly. He remembers being so broke that he had to borrow money from his father just to get by. Dalio says that this was the best thing to ever happen to him. It taught him fear and humility and changed his entire approach to business. Number 14. Bridgewater Associates has produced more net gains than any other hedge fund in history. Bridgewater Associates surpassed George Soros' investment firms as the most successful hedge fund in history in terms of net gains. As of 2016, Soros' investment vehicles have produced $42.8 million, and Bridgewater has produced net gains totaling $45 billion since it was founded back in 1975. Number 15. Bridgewater earned $4.9 billion for its clients in 2016. At a time when negative returns are plaguing the hedge fund industry, Bridgewater brought in an impressive $4.9 billion in gains in 2016 alone. None of the other firms even came close. Now that you've learned more about Bridgewater Associates, we'd like to know, is the culture of a company important to consider when choosing who to do business with, or are results the only thing that matter? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. Some of the 210 principles Dalio has included in his list are: never say anything about a person you wouldn't say to them directly. Be radically transparent. Don't treat all opinions as equally valuable. Trust in truth. Evaluate people accurately, not kindly. And firing people isn't such a big deal. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.